Hey everybody, my name is MetalMusicMan.
And I'm Professor Lex.
And this is episode 35 of the Metal and Lex podcast. Welcome,
we did
it. We deliberated about whether or not we said it was episode 35.
Level 35 Raichu.
Last time. Level 35 Raichu. Sometimes you just gotta be that.
Where was he? Was he level 35 in 2015? Sound off in the comments.
To be honest, I don't even remember his actual tag because I just call him Raichu. Is it level 34?
40.
Level 40. Okay, I couldn't remember what level it was. I was like, he's level something Raichu. I've just called him Raichu for so long. I was like, I don't remember what the level is in it.
The shorthand, because you're typed like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is. COVID makes us all forget that we exist. But hey, congratulations, America.
Thank you. Oh.
No, America. Yeah. Joe Biden is a thing, and who isn't Trump, even if you hate him. So that's like,
congrats. President
cool.
Hairy Legs.
President
we made
Hairy
it.
Legs.
It's just what you wanted.
And the kids, they would come out to the polls, and they would
just climb his hair.
They would climb on my hairy legs, and they would say,
Mm-hmm.
"We've had enough Trump," and they would cling tight to my leg hair, and I would walk with them
wade through the water,
wade through the waters of hatred and Trumpisms. All the way to the White House with my leg hair. They would hold on things. Words.
I fucking love that liberals in general poised this as the election where we finally get to vote against racism. We get to overwhelmingly show up in the polls and repudiate and expel racism. We say it with our chest. No more racism.
Hey man, that's it. We conquered it. Kamala Harris is we conquered
51,
racism. No man, I'm gonna go to sleep.
51 to 49%.
No more. I'm not participating in politics anymore. We won. I don't need to do anything.
To check out.
I don't need to do anything for 4 years. Racism is over, bro.
We solved it. We abolished racism. No, because 51% of us said no more racism, and 49% of us said no more
racism. Yay!
What a good litmus test this has been,
dude. Even for how much I thought it was going to be close, it was still closer. You didn't think it was going to be close?
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh God, you're an idiot! I thought
it was going to be like 55-45. Nothing not like a shutout, not like 90-10 or something.
How stupid of you to assume any of the American people would do anything smart.
Anything good.
Yeah, no, I just remember looking at everything the whole time being like, God, because early on it was, which makes sense because mail-in voting and all that makes it's probably going to be more Democrat. Ooh, there's a cat in the background on your webcam.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's just looking out the window. What's up, buddy?
That's why there's this big glare, is because I had to open the window for him. He likes to look out. There's a bush or some manner of conifer outside
shrubbery
of my door. Yeah. And it moves in the breeze, and he thinks that there's got to be like bugs or birds or something.
There probably are some bugs and birds in there. You just can't see them with your shitty human eyes.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm wearing glasses.
He's got dark vision because he
does have dark vision. He's got low light vision, actually.
Yeah, for 60 feet. These are tabletop jokes. Don't mind me. But yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a quickie podcast compared to our usual ones, or at least that's the plan, because we've got a Street Fighter 4 tournament coming up later today, and we need to get back on our grind and practice it.
Doubles.
So, we're gonna enter in that doubles tournament. We'll see what we can do.
We'll give you guys the full update next week.
Yeah, and I'll be practicing against Lex while he just butt slams repeatedly as he Honda. It will totally not prepare me at all, and Lex is the worst practice partner of all time, is what I'm getting.
I really am.
He does dumb shit the whole time that no one else does.
It works.
I'm not saying it's ineffective, but it isn't helpful to practice against.
Yeah. Okay. So you out there in listener land, you're aware of the fact that if you play someone long enough, you're not getting earnest Honda practice at a certain point.
You're no longer getting matchup practice at a certain point.
Yeah, you're getting practice against the person that you're playing against.
Yeah.
And that's bad if you're playing against me.
Yeah. You throw the rule book out, set it on fire, and condemn it while laughing. I love that you took a second to think about that and then just conceded the point.
No, there's more nuance, but the merit.
Sure, but that's been,
that's true. The things you're describing
of that is accurate. Go ahead.
We get this idea in our heads that we should play Street Fighter, and then we get the second idea. Well, I get an idea, and then I share it with you, and then you just sort of go along with it. That we should play in a tournament. They're the
Yes.
Yakuman, whatever
Komen.
tournaments. And we're like, we should practice. And that's if you're ever going to play in a tournament, and it's a game that you haven't played in a minute, or it's a game that you play all the time, you should probably practice. But then we get into these we get in the weird Honda Oni vortex where he's DPing on my wake up and I'm butt slamming in neutral, and that's just not how Street Fighter is supposed to be played.
Dear viewer, dear listeners, you need to understand that every time I knock Lex down and I dragon punch him on his wake up, I say audibly, I hate you. I hate what you have made me become. And then Lex, without missing a beat, says, "Good job, Will. That was a great DP. Good for you." And then I get even angrier that he's encouraging this degenerate bullshit.
Because neither of us is learning at this point.
Yes,
I'm not learning to hold the mix up.
But you understand that it's all your fault, right? You understand that I am blameless.
I'm the problem. Yeah. Because it's twofold. The problem is twofold. On one hand, me butt slamming on your wake up forces you to play like an idiot, and then you DP on my wake up. You're not going to use that skill in the future. It's not going to help you in the real world. And then me, when I butt slam and it just works, even though you should know better, it's teaching me that I can do stupid shit, and then I carry that.
Well, the difference, the difference with butt slam, and the reason it's such a good gimmick is like it is very hard to punish or react to, because it's like ambiguous whether or not it hits you. And so like you certainly can. It's not like Charlotta. You can learn to be really good versus bad butt slams, but it's a much more niche specific skill that is literally only applicable to E Honda and no one else. Whereas like if I DP like an idiot, that's not
we know what we're
anyone
getting
with a DP.
into.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I think there are like, I make really smart butt slams, and also I do a lot of really dumb butt slams that work.
Yeah, I think the main one that you need to think of, like in your practice notebook as you play against me, is to do versus people who aren't me, or well, more specifically, people who aren't my Oni. Is the far butt slams that you use as like a fireball prediction or something? Yep. I think those are a lot worse against, like, those are the only ones you need to like check.
Literally,
but a lot of the ones on Wake, or like once you get like a read if they're gonna jump, those are legit. Sure. Because I mean that is part of playing Honda, is people bitching about your. You have to do stuff. You have to do you have to, I mean that's why it's such a good gimmick move.
Because it's stupid.
So for those of you who don't know, this is a move that it's like, it has like some minor invincibility at some point on the way up. It's late, so it's not like as immediate as like a DP. Like you could DP him out of it, but it's hard to meet him out of it because of the invincibility. And then it goes up, it hits on the way up. If you miss on the way up, it hits on the way down. And then if you block it, it's only like -2. So that means literally,
it's not my turn anymore,
not punishable.
But you can't punish it.
Yeah, unless you're a command grab character, you basically aren't allowed to punish it. So like you're supposed to punish it by either moving out of the way and then whiff punishing it when he lands, or by focusing. Yeah. But the problem is, if you do it on wake up as a reversal, it gets armor break and you cannot focus it because reversals have armor break property as long as they're not a fireball. So that just throws the whole. Just completely. So then the real thing you're supposed to do, and this is why it gets so stupid niche, is that the move, if you're far enough away, it won't physically make contact with you if you don't hold block, because in Street Fighter, when you're holding block, it's kind of like in Smash how when you press shield, your shield makes you bigger
around you.
Yeah. So you basically don't want to shield in Smash terms. You don't want to block in Street Fighter. You want to hold nothing, which is really fucking unintuitive. Yeah. It's really unintuitive.
You have to stare.
Nothing and stare him in the face while he looks like he's going to crash on you with his ass. You have to have like all of the prescience in the world to not hold block, because then he whiffs and you can punish him. But if you do hold block, you block it and he's -2, you can't punish him. But then the reason that's ass too is because he's got 3 different strengths to butt slam, depending on the spacing. And so a lot of times you're like, I'm so smart, I'm not going to hold block. And then he does crash on your face with his ass. So it's awful.
You should have blocked.
It's so ambiguous. It's very awful. It's the worst thing ever. But
and that's the entire reason why us practicing, no matter if we're playing for an hour or 6 hours, it's not going to make any difference. We just have to make sure we're awake.
Pretty
That's
much
the best that I can offer you.
Yes, it is. It is. This is why you're the
It's a
worst
wake-up
person to fight against.
I can't really even play other characters. Will's like hopping all over the character select screen. He's like, "Oh, let me teach you some honest play, some fundamentals." And he'll switch over to Ryu.
I can play a lot of characters. I don't think I ever got enough credit for how many characters I played, like in the local scene. I remember people used to be like, "Oh yeah,"
because you played
blah, blah, blah. And then I would play other characters and be like, "Oh man, you're really good." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm good with a lot of characters." Like I know. I think I probably had at least 10 characters that I was, if not quite tournament level with, was certainly very close to tournament level with. I would say at least.
It was probably you and Steve had the most viable.
Just random good viable. Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. Because like I tried to pick up like fucking Gin and I played Elena for a while. Like that's it.
And now in the year of 2020 you have picked up DiCaprio. And you should have been playing her all along.
Hot Honda.
I almost spit out my teeth. Hot Honda. Oh,
Hot
man.
Honda.
I don't want to think about that. But anyway, while we're talking about Street Fighter things, Lex has recently been getting lessons from a young man named Hylian. Private tutorials from Hylian, our friend Jordan, about Wolf because and I think I agree with Jordan, which is to say that Wolf has some very, like all space animals do, in my opinion, he has some very analogous stuff to Street Fighter characters. And we are all trying to, both myself, Hylian, and Pharaoh, we're trying to complete Operation Get Lex to Not Suck at Smash. Because I
didn't know Pharaoh was in on this.
I mean, I talked to him about it. Yeah, I talked to him. We try to talk about some things. I believe Pharaoh's exact words when I mentioned this to him, his exact encouraging words were, "Lex will never fucking be able to play Wolf," and then the conversation ended. I believe that's a direct
Wolf
quote.
Is too earnest and linear.
Yeah, we've had this conversation, so we don't need to spend too much time on it. But the gist of it is that you are bad at Smash because you don't know how to play Wolf.
I never learned to play Smash.
Or a Spacey or a normal Smash character. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So while you don't play Ryu in Street Fighter, you don't really need to because you do understand him. Whereas you don't have that. Yeah, you don't have that fundamental. So anyway, yeah, I think Jordan said he intended to make you a 5-minute tutorial video and it ended up being 26 minutes long or some shit.
It's pretty funny. Like, so he sent me the link and I was like, I can't look at it right now. I'm just about to drive home from work. And he's like, "Oh, you probably need a minute for it to get better quality anyway, but don't worry, it's not going anywhere." He goes over like the basic idea of Wolf, like what Wolf's thesis is, his mission statement. And he covers some buttons and about 7 minutes in, he's like, "And that's about it." Or wait. And and then the movie continues for another like 23 minutes, so about a little bit more than 3 times as far as he had gotten at that point. And it's honestly just like great content. Jordan, if you're listening, thank you.
Jordan, put that shit on YouTube, bro. I'll help you write a script if you want.
Yeah, I mean, he could just put it up as is. All he has to do is like dub over the part where he says, "Hi, Lex." And put in "hi," and just like
hello,
just erase
dear viewer.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I do agree that Wolf is a good character for that purpose because he does have a lot of like weird like tech situations that are very like, it's very Street Fighter in the fact that like they're in this situation and now you have to deal with blah. And honestly, all the Spaceys have some elements of that. I think Wolf is probably the most basic of all of them. He's probably the easiest to digest. The only thing that I don't like about him is his recovery is so like terrifyingly awful.
But that just means like you have to be in situations where you don't need to recover, right?
Pretty much, and it also encourages you to have more stage control and edge guard less. And I do think you've gotten pretty decent at edge guarding. That's not to say Wolf can't edge guard; he certainly can, but he's way less safe at it than like Falco, for instance,
or Yoshi.
Well, obviously, yeah,
sure. Yeah, I think Pharaoh's onto something though. I'll try.
I don't think he'll ever be a good Spacey player
No.
necessarily, but I do think that context will probably help you the same way it does with Honda. You're not going to play Ryu.
I was looking at the stuff that Jordan said, and one of the key points that he was driving home, he was like, Wolf is a high-low character. And for those of you in the audience who play Smash and that makes sense to you intuitively, let me assure you it doesn't, because he was trying to put it in Street Fighter terms. A high-low character in Street Fighter is a character that makes you guess whether you have to stand block or low block or not block because I'm just going to jump in and throw. So like Elena in Street Fighter 4 isn't really this, but she serves the purpose. She can confirm out of her crouch light kick, and on counter hit or meaty, she can confirm out of her overhead.
Oh, she's super high low. For sure.
But like, would you say that that's prime? To me, she's more of a turtle runaway character than she is a high-low character.
I would say she's pretty equally all those things. I mean, that's why she's so fucking broken.
Yeah, or maybe Dudley would have done what I'm trying to say a little bit cleaner. But
Dudley's similar to Elena. There's a whole video, Baffield's video on it compares to Dudley directly, and the whole reason Elena is stupid is because she has literally as good of a high-low game as Dudley, but is also a defensive turtle character, whereas Dudley is just offense and has shit defense.
She doesn't get the same damage off of.
Oh, it's pretty close. You should watch Baffield's video. I think you'll be surprised at how wrong you are. Her overhead has the same startup as Dudley's, and she can confirm.
But you can't confirm except on counter hit or meaty.
You should watch the video. I'm not gonna recite the whole 20-minute video. I'll link it to you. I think you'll be surprised at how broken you never realized she was. Anyway, the point is, I'm right.
Should I be playing Elena? At either rate, we got a little far away. Jordan did a good job of explaining how a high-low character can exist in a game where there's no high block. Yeah. In Smash, there's just the one state of
which is an excellent thread, and I'm sure you're about to tell us why.
Yeah. So Wolf has good, but not as good as Yoshi, air mobility. Mm-hmm. So he can move in, and he's got buttons that reach pretty far. So he can do like a short hop in with fair, and you'd have to block it. Or maybe he's short hopping in, and he can throw you. Or if we've been playing this game, am I going to short hop in and fair for long enough, then I can shield poke you. Mm-hmm. Which is almost like getting hit low in a game that doesn't have lows, because the longer you shield, the less shield you have, and the more vulnerable you are to getting poked high or low.
Yep.
So,
yeah. Well, and he also gets the grab mix up too. You can empty jump grab is really good, which is again very Street Fighter analogous. And then his I think it's down throw is really nice because it puts you at a low percent. It's a guaranteed combo into dash attack, but then at like higher percents, it puts you into a check chase read, where like you want to tech the throw. I think he has a couple other things that set up into tech chases. I forget exactly what they are, but he's got a lot of those where like you basically have to tech in place or tech roll, and he gets, it's not quite a 50-50, but you know, like a three-way mix up.
Down smash covers neutral tech and roll forward off of down throw into instant dash attack. So they land, it is a 50-50 basically. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So he was saying just charge down smash, but I won't be able to do that. I'll have to do a jab lock.
I think Wolf can jab lock no problem.
He can.
Yeah. But yeah, he's got the good like projectile too. On top of that,
he didn't go as much into that. He did cover how you can do it and how it does like 16% damage if you like hit someone with the gun.
If you hit the gun into it, it's a shit ton of damage. But the projectile itself is really good too.
It's like 10.
One of the better ones in the game for sure. I mean, he has a better laser than Falco, which is fucking stupid.
It's transcendent. Unfortunately, so I can't use it like unfortunately, so I can't use it like I do eggs. Fucking love Yoshi eggs. They're great.
What? Why don't you want it to be transcendent? I don't understand.
Because I can use it. I can use Yoshi egg to pop or move projectiles.
Oh yeah,
you can't do that with. Yeah.
Yours just goes
I'd have
through,
to use
though.
it like a projectile. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to do.
Oh, okay. You want to clank it?
Do you see how linearly you explain that?
Well,
you said shoot gun. That's can't do that. You need way more prepositions.
You could reflect. You could always reflect.
Yeah, he showed me a little bit of reflect stuff.
Yeah, so there is he's got a pretty solid reflector as well. I was playing K. Rool last night. I think I was telling you earlier versus Pharaoh and Jordan, and I was just saucing them all night. It was pretty funny. And one of the many sauce moments that I had was that I shot my cannon and Jordan was Wolf and he reflected it, and then I immediately bellied, which was a counter reflect, and the cannonball, like, but it had so much momentum from the reflect to the reflect. It was like literally instantaneous, and it just fucking killed him at like 60%. It was like bing bong, and he just like imploded. He just disappeared. It was so funny.
Don't reflects like double knockback or some horseshit.
And if you get like a double reflect, it like keeps. I don't know what the math is, but it keeps. Like exponentially or whatever the math term is, it just keeps adding and adding.
Probably
and
not
adding.
exponential.
Probably not, but yeah, it keeps adding and adding, and every time it bounces back. So when you get like a double bounce, it's going to kill you at like 40 or 50 a lot of the time if the projectile is strong enough. was pretty fun. But no, I'm excited for you to fuck around with some Wolf. I try not to ever touch Smash Online, and the reason we're actually remoting today, which we'll transition into, so we were gonna play today, which is really the only way I play Smash for the most part, is offline, because fuck Smash Ultimate's online. But because St. Charles is fucking stupid, one of the poll workers at the polling station where I voted had COVID on the 30th.
Tested positive on the 30th of October.
On the 30th of October, and then still went to the polls, didn't tell anyone. And then the reason that we know that they had COVID and tested positive is because they died.
Fucking dead. Now they haven't announced the cause of death, so we don't know that it's specifically.
Yeah, maybe they got shot in the face, man. Maybe they got shot in the face and the COVID was totally unrelated. Who knows? But anyway, so then St. Charles officials are fucking stupid. And they were like, oh, there's nothing to worry about. Everything was fine. People wore masks. But here's the thing. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but only like a couple months back during the last polling event, whatever it was that I voted at, the local elections? I don't remember what it was.
I think it was local elections a couple months.
There was a fucking like newsletter that was an internal newsletter to the poll employees from the to someone of St. Charles, the high up person who should be high up in election official, something like that. And it was, I mean, verbatim. You can check this. If you scroll through my Twitter history at some point, but it's verbatim like, hey, if you wear a mask and a bunch of dumb liberals complain that you're not wearing your mask on your face, just say, haha, I forgot. And then when they walk away, put it back down. Oh, you don't know about this?
No. I'm aware. The official line that you're supposed to give is, what?
Oh, man, I forgot. Sorry about that. And then when they walk away, they literally said like, and then when they walk away, just take your mask off again. Lol, 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 lol. And that's like the official...
That's the official St. Charles stance on mask policy.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
People asking you politely not to give them COVID.
So there were people behind the plexiglass that clearly were like wearing their mask and doing things properly when I was voting this most recent time. And then there were at least like two people that just had the chin diaper, where
you just keep it underneath, just to
show people that the mask is there, I guess, even though you're not.
When all the spittle dribbles out of your mouth as you just stand there slack-jawed like the idiot, like the yokel you are.
Yeah, God. So on the one hand, I don't know. I do, based on what I saw while I was there, I do think for the most part, despite that protocol not being followed, they were behind plexiglass and they did give everyone, like, you did not share the iPad with anyone. Everyone had an individually wrapped stylus.
Yeah,
that they handed
alternating cups and stuff.
Well, it was a stylus in like a wrapper, and they handed it to you.
No, we didn't have that.
You pulled it out. I mean, I thought that was pretty good, if I'm being honest.
Good, yeah.
So I do feel pretty good about that. It was like you pull it out of the wrapper. One end of the stylus is the end that writes on the iPad. The other end of the stylus is the end that you draw on your ballot with. And then when you're done, you keep the stylus. You don't turn it in anywhere. So I thought that was pretty good. So I do feel pretty confident that I'm not super worried about it, but I did hear that possibly the person who died was one of the people who were
the maskless.
One of the people who might have been like receiving the ballots. And so that person, everyone did come in contact with. That's not confirmed though. That's not confirmed. Who knows? But you know how you go up and they don't let you put it in the machine. You hand it to a person.
No, so I put mine in the machine.
Well, no, you got to hand it to a person. It's St. Charles.
No, I put it in.
No, you got to hand it to a person. They put it in the machine for you.
They like for us to vote in St. Louis.
No. They got to check and make sure that you voted for Trump and then put it in the wrong way so it doesn't read.
They decide to put it, put it in backwards.
So potentially that could have been one of the people. And if that's the case, then everyone there, would have been exposed.
Yeah.
What's horseshit is that, again, they're saying there is no chance of it, but then how can you trust any of the officials based on their previous...
definitely can't.
Exactly. But what's wild to me is like even like NPR isn't super reporting on it though. They just said... Oh, your cat is so cute right now. Oh my God.
Yeah,
NPR just said like, hey, somebody they had COVID and they have since died. And that was all they said. There was no more story. So part of me thinks like if NPR isn't even covering it, like maybe it isn't so bad. But the other part of this is that I talked to my boss about it and I was like, hey, should I be quarantined? And my boss laughed at me for like 5 minutes. Like she literally thought I was joking. And then she was like, you're pulling my leg. And I kept being like, no, not really. I just want to know if I should quarantine because it seems like maybe I should. And she kept thinking that I was like routinely like
doing the bit.
And I was like, no, and I'm not like freaking out. Don't get me wrong.
But should I though?
But it wasn't a ridiculous question. And so apparently it was though. And so I guess I'm just going to hole up in my office at work and try not to speak to people. And anyway, I'm kind of quarantining from everyone else and hopefully I don't get COVID and die.
I don't want that. That would be bad.
But if I did, wouldn't it be funny?
No, it would be funny if Trump died. We got it because he was like, "Don't let COVID rule your life." I had this whole spiel worked out, and the segue isn't going to work quite right. You remember Third Strike?
Yes.
Okay, you know Gil.
Yes, where he resurrects.
Yeah. So they call him. They refer to him. His title is the president, and I was like, "You want me to believe that we elected this Adonis-looking figure, who's like half red, half blue, and it turns out that he's the president of the Illuminati, the secret society." But then like I didn't look at the Wikipedia article to prep, but like I was like, the whole point of Third Strike is that they decided they're going to make him immortal, and that's why he's got the power of resurrection and pyrokinesis and cryokinesis, which is basically what they did for Trump when they loaded him full of all those experimental drugs, is they gave him the power of resurrection.
So you're telling me he's gonna lock himself in the Oval Office. He's gonna barricade himself in. He's gonna get like killed by the military in the process, and then the first day Biden takes office, you're just gonna hear like resurrection, and then Trump's gonna show up, and we're gonna be 4 more years of Trump.
4 more years.
I believe it.
And he'll be half blue, half red,
I believe
which is kind of cool.
No, he'll be half red, half orange.
That's the future's interests want.
Yeah. I believe it. At this point, I'll accept anything as canon in this timeline. My God, dude.
But yeah, I'm glad he's not going to be the president anymore. That makes me kind of happy.
I'm very happy about that. I'm still worried about what's going to happen. I can't tell how much like...
Don't worry.
Well...
It's nothing to be afraid of.
I don't know, man. Like, I hope it is just like a shit show with regard to him, and we just are like, actually no, and then he just leaves. But at the same time,
did you hear the shit he said? Oh my God. Okay, so Trump said that. Biden said if Trump refuses to concede, the Oval Office, the White House has ways of removing trespassers.
I did see that.
And then Trump doubled down and he said, the Secret Service is going to have to drag me kicking and screaming out of the White House. And I was like, do you promise?
That's a yikes. I would really like to see that.
I would love to see that. That would be so fucking good.
It would. Oh man,
I would love it. Can we be so lucky? Can we get that?
Part of me does want him to like burn himself down and make everything worse, just so he's like even more just like frowned upon historically. Yeah, like part of me almost wants him, like I almost like want him to make it as bad as he can, just for the fact that like it will be even less likely that even the redneckiest of revisionist history can't, because if he's getting kicked, well, I don't know, maybe they would just, maybe they wouldn't, maybe they would just see that as being like, see, this is crazy. The president's never been dragged out. This is unbelievable. And it's like, okay, bro, like now that I'm saying this out loud, it wouldn't help. It wouldn't, they would still just defend it.
But it'd make me feel good.
But I would
like
laugh
to see it happen.
and I would smile and that would be nice.
Yeah.
So, God.
It's all about taking what you can get in 2020. If I've learned anything, I
think that's fair. Dude, I don't know, man. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully there is still a podcast next week and the world hasn't imploded, but it's what does he have till like January? Is it January that?
Oh, did you hear his contingency plan for if he gets voted out of office? Which the election has been called. He will be removed in January.
I've seen him talk about making lawsuits and shit. If I don't know.
Oh no, not that. No, he's got a hit list of heads of agencies under federal jurisdiction that he's going to remove, so that Biden, when he first gets to office, has to spend time appointing new people to these offices in order to get the apparatus running again.
Gross.
That's his plan.
He's going to intentionally fuck everything, basically. Yeah.
This is the equivalent of when you tell a customer when you're working retail, I need you to leave, and then they knock over all of your display stands on the way out.
That's an excellent analogy.
I'm speaking from the heart. This is from experience.
Oh my god, that's so accurate.
But yeah, we're gonna get the political equivalent of that. That's like to put it in fighting game terms, when you've got someone in a checkmate scenario and then they just start backdashing to run the clock.
Or they just pause and exit the online lobby.
But Trump's fitting the rage quit.
I think he's gonna rage
the most
quit.
disruptive way possible.
Yeah, no fucking question there.
Back when I was in high school, speaking of rage quitting, there was some church out in like towards Lindbergh, where they had like weekly Smash tournaments, weekly, bi-weekly, something. It's been a minute. I was in high school like a million years ago. And since it was like locally run, people would bring in their GameCubes and their controllers and stuff. Like I would bring in my own GameCube controller to plug in. And this guy brought his own memory card so that we'd be able to play with all the unlocked characters like your Luigi, like your Mewtwo and stuff. And he got his ass beat by this girl who played Peach, who is not Nicole. And he was like so like torn up, and I was like, honestly, you should have seen it coming. She's L canceling and wave dashing and shit, and you're just like, I guess you beat your friends or your little cousin or whatever.
Also, she had a vagina, and we can't, God forbid you ever lose to a vagina having person. There's no worse fate in the world than that.
So he says, I gotta go. It's getting to be that time, guys. No, he didn't just leave. He got up, turned off the GameCube, took his memory card out, and then turned the GameCube back on, and then left. So that he took all of the extra characters with him. That's Trump.
That is Trump.
That little boy, that was Donald J. Trump.
What a little bitch-ass boy.
Yeah, seriously. If you're out there listening to this podcast, fuck you. I remember this from like 2007 or whatever.
I remember you chump. And fuck you forever. Oh my god. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. We'll see what's coming down the pipe as far as this next week goes. I think we'll probably talk a little bit more about the politics side of things as things whip up.
Politics and our performance in the tournament today.
Yes, that'll be the thing. Here. But yeah, I think that's pretty much probably going to be it, unless you have anything else you want to tag on, because we got to get to practicing for this tournament, kiddos.
Yeah, we got to grind. You got
35 minutes
sumo ass to eat.
I got to eat some sumo ass. So
yeah.
So yeah, but we'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully you enjoyed this little quickie, and I've been MetalMusicMan.
And I've been Professor Lex.
We will see you guys next time.